Let's go to the 85 12-13 modified division, arguably the critical component of any would-be future superstar's mini bike career. Jesse Masterpool will pull the whole shot in Moto 1. The 12-13 class mod division absolutely stacked. And Masterpool establishing himself early. You got the 24 right behind him. 24 is Cole Heath. There's Aaron Plessinger of the Yamaha coming through. Other contenders in this one include Matt Bisceglia and also the 92 of Adam Cianciarulo, who took the stock class championship in dramatic fashion earlier in the week. There's Plessinger moving into the number 2 spot, then a big mistake by Heath. That'll move up to 76 of Bisceglia. But Masterpool is out front, charging, looking good. Plessinger keeping him honest. Then it's the 65 of Thomas Covington, also a contender in the stock class, looking for a title here in the mod division. And finally, we get the 92 of Adam Cianciarulo on the radar screen. He gets around Heath, and it's time for another classic Covington versus Cianciarulo battle here at the ranch. Kawasaki riders duking it out. Cianciarulo goes down, trying to make the pass, and that would cost him dearly. Right before this moto, Kawasaki riders were out there testing the 2010 bikes. Cianciarulo is a little embarrassed, I'm sure, to go down in front of them. He's on a strong come-from-behind charge. Here he comes. Here's Plessinger trying to keep the leader, Masterpool, honest. Looking good is the 57. He would keep him honest for a while, then he admitted he got a little bit tired. He would fall into the clutches of Covington while Masterpool got away. Then it was Bisceglia and Cianciarulo on a rail from the back. They would eventually get around Plessinger and try to go after Covington. Great racing out here. Plessinger and Covington hooking it up again, battling it out with Plessinger, battling out with Bisceglia. We told you this class was stacked. The only rider you don't see in this picture, the 95 of Masterpool, who is checking out. Amazing come-from-behind charge by Cianciarulo. He gets Plessinger and was ready to duke it out again with Covington. But no catching Masterpool, who used a good start and 0 mistakes to win this one with relative ease. But you got to figure Covington, Bisceglia, Plessinger, Cianciarulo, there's going to be some real battling before this championship is decided. Here we go with Moto 2. Cianciarulo, a crash-induced third in Moto 1, is going to grab the whole shot here in Moto 2, try to take matters into his own hands, win this thing, and have a shot at the title going into Moto number 3. But it would not be that easy in this class. Bisceglia there on the Yamaha, keeping the heat on. And then the rest of the field. You've got Masterpool up there again. Colton Ford in the KTM. Plessinger with another good start. The only rider missing from this one with a bad start is the 65 of Covington. Then Bisceglia and Masterpool are going to get around Cianciarulo. Cianciarulo had some bad line choices in the early laps. Plessinger's right there. So now it's down to Bisceglia battling Masterpool for the lead. And Bisceglia, who could barely even fit on that YZ85, began to distance himself. There's Covington trying to come through the pack and keep himself in title contention. As Bisceglia pulled away, the battle raged between Masterpool and Cianciarulo. But at one point, Cianciarulo made a mistake, went off the track, and pulled back on, and would later incur a penalty for that. More on that later. The real story, though, up front was Bisceglia. He did what he needed to do in the first moto, got second. He knows if he wins this second moto, he's in control of the championship heading into Moto 3. Cianciarulo and Masterpool, they know it. They're going to keep battling, keep pushing. There's Cianciarulo making the pass finally on Masterpool to get into second. But Bisceglia is looking at a 2-1, while Cianciarulo would have a 3-2 heading into the next moto. So Cianciarulo puts his head down and tries to go after Bisceglia, try to get back into the number 1 spot that he had early in the race. Bisceglia is gone. Cianciarulo and anyone else not going to be able to catch him. He wins the moto, but Cianciarulo would drop back to 3rd, and then due to the penalty for going off of the racetrack, would actually get pushed back to 6th. So a heartbreaker for our championship favorite Cianciarulo. Matt Bisceglia in control. Moto number 3. And this one will go down in the all-time classics at Loretta Lynn Ranch. Cianciarulo going to pull his second straight hole shot. He's got Matt Burkeen on the Yamaha right behind him. Cianciarulo needs to win the moto, but basically he's out of championship contention with a 3-6 coming in. The rider in control is the 95 there, Masterpool. And then here comes Bisceglia up into third. Covington also on the outside looking in. He had a shot at the championship if things fell his way, but unfortunately he made a few mistakes and basically left it up to Masterpool versus Bisceglia for second and third. Whoever comes out on top of that battle will win the championship. Bisceglia got into second, then crashed and mounted another come-from-behind charge. Here he is getting around Covington, and he would come back after Masterpool while Cianciarulo set sail out front. Looked like it was Masterpool's title to win. He was in second, had a nice gap built up, but Bisceglia put the hammer down. Taking advantage, perhaps, of his size and leverage on the bike, he was able to close the gap. No one was going to close in on Cianciarulo, but Bisceglia was coming after Masterpool, with the 58 of Aldridge coming through in fourth. Cianciarulo with a high leg kick, getting his way through the ruts and just trying to put a moto win in the books. Here's your championship battle. Second place is the fight. Masterpool versus Bisceglia. These two were duking it out. The fans were fired up. Look at Masterpool doing everything he can to hold Bisceglia behind him. They were all over the racetrack, inside, outside. 12-13 Mod Championship up for grabs. Every time Bisceglia looked to have a line, Masterpool had an answer. It was pretty crazy watching these two continue to battle this hard for the spot, but then things would get a little bit crazier. They collided going past the billboards. Bisceglia had stalled his bike. Masterpool ran into him. It took a full lap for them to get untangled. That sent him all the way to the back of the pack. And suddenly and improbably, this moto win for Adam Cianciarulo is going to be enough to give him the championship. At this point, Cianciarulo is just pumped over winning the moto, but he's soon going to find out from his dad he's won the championship with 3-6-1 moto scores.